Hi, Santa Barbara High School juniors. Welcome to our presentation on starting your college essays. I am Patricia Ruth. I have taught English at Santa Barbara High School for thousands of years, no, decades actually, but a lot of experience helping students with their college application essays.
And hello, everybody. I am Spencer Barr. I am the College and Career Counselor at Santa Barbara High School.
All right. Why is this essay so important? Look at the bottom of this slide. This essay is the only piece of an application that you can control as a senior. It's just you writing it. So it's not like your GPA, it's not like your test scores, et cetera, et cetera. Here's what the college wants to know, the colleges to which you are applying. Who is this applicant? Will this applicant contribute something of value to our campus? That's really crucial. They are interested in what their university, their college is going to be like next year with new students, incoming freshmen, incoming transfer students. And they also want to know if you can write. So that's why it's important to spend time on this essay. The essay will show, or ought to show, your authenticity. In other words, it needs to have an authentic tone. It should not sound canned or cliched. It can show, and it often does show, ought to show, the ways you have overcome adversity, especially in your high school career. It can also show your leadership skills, whether formal or informal, whether you are part of campus governance or an important part of a club you belong to on or off campus, your leadership skills. The impact that you have had on the high school world, the larger community, your family, etc. What effects have you had? That's a little different from leadership, of course. Ideally, in the best of all possible worlds, your essay will show what you have a passion for, whatever that is. An academic subject, a sport, a quote unquote hobby, but an activity that you absolutely love that gives your life meaning, passion, creativity. And there are many, many ways to be creative. It doesn't mean that the only way to be creative is to be able to write music or sketch or anything like that. There are many ways of being creative. Scientists are creative, for example. Your essay should show the nature of your community service, your community engagement. How have you become involved with your community, broadly defined, right? It doesn't have to be the community of Santa Barbara. It can be community in another sense. Your ability to write a coherent thought, you betcha. As an English teacher, that's my focus. And another thing that we English teachers focus on is, are you able to convey your own personal voice? Does your essay show you talking? Okay, where to start? Now that you have that big list that I just went over, which I know seems like a tall order, but you all can do it, and you have the time to do it. That's partly why Mr. Barr and I are sharing this presentation with you now at the end of your junior year. So first of all, you need to decide where you're applying. The list of colleges and universities to which you are applying. As it says, at least in general terms, doesn't have to be specific, that you know exactly which ones you're going to apply to. And of course, writing the essay comes before pressing the submit button. So you have time to revise, to edit that list of institutions. Number two, a list of your activities, all the activities that you have participated in since before ninth grade, both formal and informal. And do evaluate the things on your activities list. Which ones will you be able to tell the best stories of, give the best, most interesting accounts of? So look at all those prompts and just, do what we used to call in the world of teaching English, free writing. Just jot down your ideas. And don't turn away from a question because it seems too hard or you think, oh, this is irrelevant to me. Think outside the box. I have to tell you that especially private colleges and universities are looking for original thinkers. And so you're dealing with, accepting a question that may not at first seem just right for you and working on it could very easily yield something powerful. And writing. However that works best for you. All right, so now we'll move to the Common App and the Coalition App. The Common App serves nearly 900 colleges and the Coalition App nearly 150 colleges. On the Common App, you will be asked to respond to one of 7 prompts. You'll have 7 choices. You'll have to write one essay. And this one really ought to be an essay. 650 words maximum. And you should think of this as you would for something you write for an English class or social studies or anything else where you are presenting an argument and supporting it with evidence. The Coalition App, you will be given 5 prompts and asked to answer one of them. So Common and Coalition, it's just one essay. The Coalition App essay is slightly shorter, recommended 500 to 550 words. So those are the differences between them. What they share is, as I have implied, an interest in, a desire to see a more formal essay structure from applicants. There is an optional COVID pandemic question, should that be something that you need to discuss. Now, this is kind of tough, this last requirement, because these are, as I say, sort of clearinghouses for multiple institutions. You're not in your essay going to be referring to a specific college or university. Let's say you're applying to an art school, a STEM college, science technical college, and a small private liberal arts college. 3 very different colleges. But what you say, you're writing about yourself, of course, and so you do want to try to match your self-presentation with what you are looking forward to in your university experience. And so this is a bit of a challenge, but you can do it. You can do it. Just remember that you can't refer to a specific college unless, I guess, you're only applying to one private college or university. But you probably don't want to do that because plans can change. One thing you might want to consider is whether you can use the same essay for both the Common and the Coalition App. It will depend on which prompts you pick. So up to you. Now, here is where you can zero in on a particular institution. Many colleges and universities insist that applicants respond to what they call supplemental questions. And so here is where you can hit the nail on the head. You can explain how you and fill in the blank, university or college, are a perfect match. What exactly it is about that college that is right for you and how you are right for it. So examples of additional questions asked by colleges, and some of these supplemental questions are remarkable, entertaining, crazy, creative, etc. You'll just have to wait and see. So at the top of the list would be, why this college? Now, let me just tell you that they will not be impressed if you say, ever since I was little, I have wanted to attend fill in the blank. Okay, important private university. All right. I have read about it and heard about it for years, and I know that. Okay, no, because anyone can say that. That doesn't tell them that you have done research into what they're like. You need to be very specific about what it is about that college that attracts you. All right, second possibility for a supplemental question. Reflecting on your involvement throughout high school or within the community, how have you engaged with one of our core values? So that, of course, means that you have to know what their core values are. Third one, imagine, and private colleges and universities love this one as a supplemental question, trust me. Imagine having a 1 a.m. debate discussion with your peers in college about an issue you care about. What is that issue and what is the discussion? You can see all kinds of possibilities. They're infinite. And the option, of writing a dramatic dialogue or, an impassioned speech. Fourth possibility. We want to understand you better. Tell us about a skill you have, useless or useful, and what it says about you. This is the kind of thing I meant when I referred a couple of minutes ago to funny, astonishing, creative supplemental questions, because it could be a useless skill. But what from some perspectives, what does that your fascination with that skill, your achievement there, tell the college about you? And this one is taken from U of O, the University of Oregon. The University of Oregon values difference, and we take pride in our diverse community. Please explain how you will share your experiences, values, and interests with our community. In what ways can you imagine offering your support to others? And this goes back to the very first slide, on the right-hand side of which was a list of things that you'll want to think about as you prepare to write these essays. This is the supplemental questions are a second opportunity for you to describe yourself, express yourself. But we referred there on that first slide to leadership skills, community involvement, etc. Colleges want to know how you're going to make them a better place. All right, there will be additional comments sections on the Common and the Coalition apps. What other information do you want to share on your application? Examples, challenges that affected your education. Those can be personal, family, community, national, international, right? If you are in an academy, which of course is the case with many Santa Barbara High School students, explain what the purpose or goal of the academy is, all right? And what makes it unusual. And I would think there why you were attracted to it. And, how the experience has been mutually beneficial. What have you contributed to the academy and what has it contributed to you? Because of the pandemic, of course, you guys will remember that last spring, so that would have been your sophomore year, students had the choice between getting a letter grade, this was for spring semester, or credit. So that's something else you could discuss in the additional comments section. If there is a class that, you sort of feel that the university or college would have expected you to take, but you didn't because you had a scheduling conflict, you could explain that. That's, in this particular case, we've listed schedule conflicts that prevent you from taking both ASB and AP Chem. You can also add a link to a personal video. A a personal video resume, or a LinkedIn profile, not all colleges will look at it, but you can find out easily whether they will or not. You can find out by calling them on the telephone and asking them if they will. All right, do's and don'ts. Do have somebody else read your essay, your answer to a supplemental question, etc. It's just important to have a different pair of eyes. This outside reader does not have to be your counselor, teacher, your mother or father. It can be anybody, because you will have been immersed in these essays for so long, if you do this right, rather than writing them the night before, which of course you don't want to do. It's just good to get another response. Show not tell writing. This is more applicable to the Common App Coalition app essays. You want to be descriptive. You want to show them how well you write. Avoid cliches. A cliche is what everyone has been saying in response to this question since the beginning of time, or since the beginning of the decade or the year or whatever. Just see if you can convey your own personal voice. Be interesting. Answer the question or the prompt. Answer all parts of the prompt. Don't ignore half of it. If there are two parts, don't ignore the second half. Brainstorm for all prompts to decide which will be the best. And that was on the slide that gave you suggestions for how to start this process. Decide which ones are the ones for you. And do, in your written responses, show positive traits, initiative, your care about your community, communities. I have to say, there are, our high school, our town, our religious and ethnic groups, our genders, our et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Community. The ways in which you have overcome diversity, which we have all done this year. The ways in which you value diversity, embrace learning, etc. Colleges and universities are really looking for people who love to learn, because that's what colleges and universities are all about. So that's a good thing to convey in your writing. A list of don'ts. Don't be humorous if you're not. Don't try to be funny if it's not your strong suit. Again, as we said, don't include a college name in the main essay. Supplemental ones you can. And this is the issue of cliches again. Just as we asked you to be unique and interesting over here, we don't want you to write about something that thousands of other applicants have written about in exactly the same way. Okay, so if you are going to write about a very common topic, see if you can inflect it with something different. Of course, don't be negative or blame other people. And don't forget to spell check and grammar check. That is, of course, one thing that your outside reader can help you with. Your BFF, who happens to be better at grammar than you are, they'll be able to tell you, ooh, you know what? You might want to think about rewriting this sentence. Okay? So spell check and grammar check. This is I know, a very stressful but also very exciting time of your lives. You guys are all ending your junior years, and I know junior year is demanding in many ways. And of course, this year has been especially stressful. Next year will be better. Trust me. Best of luck to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ruth. Really appreciate your guidance and your thoughts on the essays and additional considerations too. So thank you very much. Common App and the Coalition. So specifically talking about those essay prompts, what are some common mistakes with those main essays?
Well, I've already referred to one in response to the supplemental questions. for as long as I can remember, I have been obsessed with institution that all right, you can name in a supplemental question, but not in your essay responses for the Common App, the Coalition App. But you can still make that mistake in those for the Common and the Coalition by talking in too general terms. The more specific you can be in your interests and why those things interest you and what it is that a top-notch university or college will be able to provide you. Small classes, seminar discussions, arguments, lab work, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, make sure you know what happens at college. I guess, Mr. Barr, so know what it is about higher education that you can't wait to experience and talk about that. So sharp focus.
In the last couple of years, thinking about the essays that you've read that are just stellar, that are just fantastic, what are some potentially common attributes of those really top-notch essays?
The ones that I remember are the ones that took me by surprise. The ones that made me sit up and pay attention. My eyes didn't glaze over. And these they weren't all essays, that were written by future novelists, or screenwriters or speechwriters for politicians. It was the approach, the idea, the concept. And I actually have served on some admissions committees. And I'm here to tell you that the ones that admissions people remember are the ones that just radiate energy. And are not like anything you've ever read before. It's not that hard to do, students. I mean, you may think, oh my gosh, how can I write something that no one's ever written before? You can, because no one's ever been exactly like you before. So be honest, be direct, think about what, as I know I've said, think about what college is going to be like, what you hope it will be like, exactly what you hope to take from it, and talk about that.